And now, the most reasonable talk show host from Sop Choppy to the Redneck Riviera, here is Bob Kerrigan.
Good evening and welcome to Within Reason. Bob and Bill tonight, and we're going to have a great program. Would you think they ought to teach creationism in the school? I just want to get kind of...
Do I think we ought to teach creationism?
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. And where are you on that?
Well, I think creationism is nonsense.
Okay, good.
It's not science, it's religion.
But even though it's nonsense, should it be taught in the schools? Because in Pace, at the Pace High School, I think they want to teach it there because they are. Well, they do. These people are totally committed.
Because they're motivated by religion. Yeah, you know, and they want to teach that stuff because the science in the last couple of hundred years has refuted a lot of the stuff. Most of it. An awful lot of the stuff that you come to believe if you believe the Bible is literally true.
Teaching this, this praying in public, where the principal is of the local high school is standing up and showing his devout belief in God, so he can pray in public, so everybody can see him, so he can demonstrate what a fine person he is, and sort of then, I think, in the consequence, sort of saying, hey, we get to do what we want to do, and we don't care that there's a United States federal judge's order, which is the law, that they can disregard. Bill, this is a serious problem.
And you know, these people are just dying to find something to be persecuted about, and the students' rights are being violated. The students' rights are not being violated. They've got every right to pray. They've got every right to express themselves. The court has said you don't have a right to inflict this on a captive audience. That's it, you know, and they're all upset about it. And, you know, it's just...
Students' rights.
Students' rights.
Students' rights. When has a school administration ever cared a what about
the student has
rights?
A right to get up and express themselves. No kidding.
Right.
Let's walk into that school with a T-shirt that says, give me that old-time religion and a picture of Stonehenge.
Well, what about this? What if we have a high school, and they had this in Panama City, where you had a big influx of people from other countries and a strong Islamic presence. What if, for example, the Christian children were in the minority and the Islamic kids were in the majority, and they were the smartest students, let's say? So at the graduation of that school, would these people applaud the right of these other children
to stand up and say, I give all credit to
Muhammad,
Allah, the merciful, the wonderful, the only God, and Muhammad, his prophet. I give all praise and glory to him, and bow your heads. Or kneel down and put your head. We're all going to now kneel down and put our heads on the floor, which is the right way to pray. Let's all do that now.
Right. Because, facing east.
Oh, then you'd go crazy. They'd go nuts.
Let's talk about Judge Sotomayor and have you give us the right-wing extremist view that is now flushed out of the internet with such stalwarts as Rush Limbaugh and Newt Gingrich, who can't find really meaningful work right now, immediately announcing the worst decision in the history of the country. A racist, a horrible human being, a person who's above the law, a judicial activist, and all. You know, I can't imagine anybody being all those bad things at once.
They had the short list and had it all ready to go.
They had it ready to go. Yeah, they did. But now you have come up.
Put this away. Oh no, this is
that's
the
your
one.
goal. You came up with a good quote. I said it was not, before we went on the air, I explained to Bill that what he thought he had not heard. And then, of course, he had to go get somebody, our producer here, to go actually get this statement off the internet. And anyway, go ahead.
This is the statement.
Go ahead.
This doesn't come from Rush Limbaugh.
This is from Judge...
This comes from Time Magazine and the internet, and this is reliable. This is a statement from...
That doesn't make it reliable, but go ahead.
Judge, soon to be Justice Sotomayor. Justice O'Connor has often been cited as saying that a wise old woman and a wise old man and a wise old woman will reach the same conclusion in deciding cases. I like that. I am also not so sure that I agree with that statement. I would hope that a wise Latina woman, with the richness of her experience, would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male who hasn't lived that life. This is the quote from Judge Sotomayor. Now, Bob's got some justifications and some defenses, kind of like the defenses of casting a spell and stuff. But just imagine if somebody was asked, during a congressional hearing, advice and consent, well, I'm nominated for the Supreme Court, and one of the reasons that I'd make a good candidate is I'm an old white man, and I make better decisions than women, especially Latina women.
Yeah, but they don't have
to.
If
I said that,
yeah, but you don't have to. You don't have to say that. That's in our culture. That's assumed. That's what everybody knows. They think. I mean, they sit there and they think they're superior because they're old white men.
She can do just as well. That she's just as wise.
You know, she didn't say anything about Sandra Day O'Connor, though. That was kind of interesting. She didn't say better than a wise old white woman. No, she said better than a wise old white man, meaning that the white women got better brains working than the white men. That is a good point. You'll have to admit that.
This is President Obama's criterion. This is what it's about, that it won't just be judged on the dry facts of the law, which is what you're supposed to do in an appellate court, that you're going to see how it impacts the citizens, meaning, well, let's use the Constitution as kind of a rough guide, but then, come to our own decisions based on what we want. Here is my problem with this potential justice. She is highly unlikely to put any brakes on the rampant, unconstitutional federal government. The federal government runs rampant over everything. The federal government has taken charge of everything. Now even businesses. Used to be just states and local governments. And we need somebody to put the brakes on it. This lady is not going to be that person. That's why I would rather see somebody else. I'm sure she's a fine person and very smart, but that's what I don't like about her. I don't know, is that the extreme right-wing view?
No, I mean, I think that's your views are always informed and factually based, and those are reasonable observations. I think I think the people who've lost credibility in this argument are people like Limbaugh and Newt Gingrich, because we expect them to fire like a cannon immediately, but you would hope that there be some balance in this discussion. All right, that's it tonight. We'll see you next week. Bill and Bob, Within Reason. This program's rebroadcast. Pick it up on the rebroadcast.
Good night.